Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you some of my top tips for easing off that menopause brain fog. In fact, it helps you to beat it. And it is really a common symptom. It's something that I struggle with myself, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you will have noticed that. I sometimes lose my words, I forget what I'm talking about, I can use the wrong word, and everything just ends up going over the top of my head, and I have to stop the video and start again. So brain fog is something I do battle with, but I keep going on and I keep fighting it. So some of the top tips then for brain fog. Okay, so while your brain isn't a muscle, it does need to be exercised. If the more you use your brain, basically, the better your memory and concentration can be. So to exercise your brain, you can do simple things such as puzzles, different kinds of puzzles. We've all got different tastes in things. So jigsaw puzzles are a good example, crosswords, word search, Sudoku, anything like that, anything that makes you think, makes you rack your brain to work things out, anything that helps your concentration, that's all good. So that's one way to exercise your brain. Learning something new is another good one, because that's kind of exercise in practicing to retain new information. You can choose to do a night class in something. You could decide to learn a new word every week out of the dictionary, and then see at the end of the month how many words you can remember and how much of their meaning you can remember. Simple things like that. Taking up a new hobby, that's a good thing. That's something new. Taking up a new hobby, that can really help. If there's something you've always fancied doing or something you used to do and you've no longer had time for it, if you can say, right, this is going to be part of my me time, I'm going to carry on doing what I did before, or I'm going to start something new. They all exercise the brain, so the more you use your brain, the more it helps your memory and your concentration. Now, memory aids are another thing. They're my favourite thing. You'll notice I always have notes when I do my video, and you'll see me glance at them. I quite often use a whiteboard that I have behind me. It's a visual thing for you, but it's also a prompter for me. My favourite memory aid is sticky notes. My kitchen cupboard has generally got a lot of sticky notes on. They really help, and you get the satisfaction of ticking things off your list or chucking the sticky note in the bin because you've completed that task. You can keep a diary, which is something else I do. I do keep a diary, particularly for appointments and so on, and people's birthdays. It's good to put them in a diary, or even have a birthday list pinned up on a notice board. As I say, I use a whiteboard quite often. You can use a whiteboard, you can have a whiteboard in your kitchen, so you can write down, even if you write down all the things that you need to make sure you've done the next day, you can rub it off, then you can rewrite it for the next day. A whiteboard is actually really quite useful as a memory aid. And you can use your phone. A lot of people have smartphones now. There's memo things on your phone. You can even set an alarm to go off to remind you to do something at a certain time. So if you prefer to use your phone rather than writing things down, use your phone. Get it to give you a reminder. Get that alarm to go off when you need to be doing something, or as a reminder to do something. Visual prompts are also a good thing. It's something else that I actually do myself. If I'm rushing around doing things and I think I must remember to defrost the chicken for dinner before I go to work, I do something simple, like I leave the bowl and the bag or the foil out on the side. So when I'm running around, if I've forgotten to do it just before I leave, I look at the bowl and I think, oh, I mustn't forget to get that chicken out. So visual reminders, you can leave things in places where you can't miss them. Whatever kind of visual reminder is helpful for you, you can leave it there and it will prompt you, because you're going to keep seeing it because you've put it in a prominent place. So visual reminders are actually really quite helpful. They definitely help me. There's a few other things that are also beneficial for brain fog because they help your brain to work better. And one of those is reducing stress. When we're stressed, we don't always think clearly. it makes it so much easier to forget what we should be doing. So trying to reduce your stress levels, which I know can be quite difficult, but it really does help. So practicing relaxation techniques, making sure you get a little bit of me time can make a big difference. Whatever you can do to reduce your stress levels really does help your memory, and also is good for you in general if you reduce your stress. Keeping well hydrated, I mean, you don't have to totally fill yourself up with water, but proper hydration is really good. Healthy diet as well. Your brain needs a healthy diet and good hydration just as much as your body does for it to function properly. So keep an eye on your diet and your hydration levels, and exercise as well. As I always say, you don't have to run a marathon, but regular moderate exercise is also good for your brain as well as your body. It helps to clear your mind for one thing, which is good because our heads can get rather crowded every day with we've got to do this and got to go there, you know, the stresses and strains of life. So regular moderate exercise does actually help to clear your brain, gives you that feel good factor, which is again really good for brain function. Socialising is really good for your brain, which is a good thing. So meeting with your friends for a coffee, holding a little get together, popping around to see a friend and having a bit of a giggle, absolutely brilliant for your brain function. So that one is definitely good news, and it's something that sounds like a good thing to do. My final point, I think, is, and I can be guilty of this sometimes, is don't beat yourself up about forgetting something or not doing something on time. If you give yourself a hard time about what you feel are your failings, then you will actually make the situation worse. You'll crowd your head in, cause stress, and make forgetting things even more likely. And also you're going to lower your mood, and low mood is not good either, any more than stress is for your brain function. So don't give yourself a hard time. You need to adjust your expectations of yourself, accept the fact that your memory is not as good as it used to be, or at least not at the moment while you're going through this particular phase of your perimenopause or menopause. So you're going to use some tricks to help you get things done. As I say, some of the tricks that I've just given you a few ideas for. So yeah, don't be hard on yourself, because you really will make yourself feel a lot worse. I hope you found some of the tips helpful. Give some of them a try, whatever you think is suitable for you, whatever you think will work for you. If you'd like to know when I'm putting any more videos on the channel, there is a notification bell below this video. There's also a subscribe button there too if you'd like to subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.